You know, when it comes to relation between men and women, with all the laws and litigation and the regulations muddying up the fact, when it's all said and done, it still all comes down to trading beauty for security. You know, and it's not like women don't know this. As much as they want to go with that Me Too and all these feminism and everything, what does a woman do when she's going on a first date? She makes herself pretty. She buys a new dress, puts on her best makeup, fixes her hair, because she knows inherently that men are attracted to physical beauty. And then what does she do typically after she gets married? I say typically because this doesn't apply to 100% of them, but great majority of them for certain. She lets herself go. She gains weight. She stops wearing makeup anymore. She wears comfortable clothes. And why? Why does she do that? Does she think that what men like and are traditionally attracted to since the cave days, does she think that that changed somehow since the time they said I do? No, that will change only when the human race ends. And I'm not holding my breath for that. So my point in making this video is that the main reason that relationships fall apart is because that initial presentation that is put forward is completely ignored and let go after both parties have gotten what they wanted. I'm not blaming this all on women, because men also are guilty for letting themselves go, not treating her as nice as they did in the beginning, not being as accommodating to her and everything. But it's all working hand in hand. It's because, if you ask him, it's because, well, he says, well, because she let herself go. She stopped being sweet to me. She stopped being agreeable. She stopped, making love to me as often as she did in the beginning when we were first dating. So it works hand in hand. And then they wonder why relationships fail. The age-old thing where a man expects the woman to stay the same and the woman expects the man to change. Well, haven't you learned all these centuries that that's not going to happen? What's the solution? Or stop acting, or maintain what you put forward in the beginning. I'm not saying don't get old. We both get old. But do your best to present the best of yourself, physically and emotionally and in attitude, and expect the same in return. And if he doesn't respond to that, then I agree, leave him. But 99% of the time he will. You know, in this world, it's like a mirror. We get back what we put out. These are basic things, but they need to be mentioned because the most basic things are violated in life. And this is why we don't get the results we want in life. People say, I want to be rich, but they're not willing to pay the price. They want to pay somebody a course for a price of a course and get rich overnight. I'm sorry, that's not going to happen. The only person that will get rich is the person receiving your money and laughing at you all the way to the bank. But going back to the main subject, when it's all said and done, no matter where you're living, in the far west where the laws are crazy about feminism and actually hurts women in the long run, or you're living in east where these things, do not exist, these laws, it all still comes down to trading beauty and attractiveness, physical attractiveness of a woman in exchange for a man's security. Why do you think these famous athletes and football players, soccer players, whatever, always get the beautiful women? Because the women are attracted to their looks? I don't think so. Because they divorce them the first chance they get and go with someone else. Why do you think these business moguls get these beautiful women? And when their wife gets old, they get rid of her and they marry someone 30, 40 years younger. Because those things never change. The basic things never change. Rock is hard and water is soft. If you think those things are going to change, then these things are going to change too. So act logically and don't expect miracles, and you'll see you'll get very good results. Some women are clever, I have to give it to them. Some women are very clever, and they maintain themselves and their attitude, you know, at a level that is pleasing to men. They basically give men what they want, and guess what? They get in return what they want. And other women look at him and say, what does she got that I don't have? Well, she's got smarts, for one thing. There are thousands of examples of that. But unfortunately, they do not represent the majority. They represent a very extreme minority. The majority do not follow these rules, and they end up alone with a cat and a bottle. That's your thought for New Year's Day. All the best.